They say life teaches you something new every decade. But turning 60? That's when it whispers the truths that really matter. You've lived through heartbreak, held hands through loss, seen your reflection change, and felt time quicken its pace. But what happens when the outside world slows down and your inner world begins to speak louder than ever? This is not just about getting older. It's about becoming wiser, about unlearning what never mattered and remembering what always did. So if you're 60 or somewhere on the road there, this video is for you. Because some life lessons only reveal themselves when your hair turns gray, your steps grow slower, and your soul grows still. Let's talk about the 9 powerful life lessons you only truly learn after turning 60. Lesson 1. Time becomes your real currency. In your youth, you chase money. In your 30s, you chase success. By 60, you chase nothing. Instead, you protect your time. You realize that time is the most precious currency you'll ever hold, and it's slipping through your fingers faster than ever. You no longer spend hours trying to impress people who won't remember your name. You no longer waste days in rooms that drain your energy. You begin to invest your time in peace, in meaningful conversations, in quiet mornings with tea, and in watching birds instead of breaking news. You finally realize that how you spend your time is how you spend your life, and you become more mindful of every second. Lesson 2. Not everyone is meant to stay. Some friends disappear. Some relationships end. Some people who said forever fade away. In your 60s, you stop asking why. You start understanding that life is made of seasons, and not everyone is meant to walk with you through all of them. You stop forcing connections that no longer feel warm. You stop mourning the absence of people who chose to leave. And you start embracing solitude, not as loneliness, but as a quiet strength. You learn that it's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to protect your peace. And it's okay to keep walking, even if you're walking alone. Lesson 3. Health isn't a goal, it's a lifeline. You don't care about six-pack abs anymore. You care about waking up without pain, about walking without shortness of breath, about sleeping through the night. At 60, health isn't about vanity, it's about freedom. The freedom to move, to explore, to enjoy life without medications or limitations. You begin to truly value your body, not for how it looks, but for how it carries you through the day. Every balanced meal becomes a gift. Every walk becomes an act of gratitude. You stop abusing your body and start listening to it. Lesson 4. Silence becomes a sacred space. In your youth, silence felt empty. Now it feels full. You stop fearing quiet moments. You start craving them. There's something sacred about sitting in a room without needing noise, distraction, or validation. You realize that the most profound thoughts come in stillness, that the loudest wisdom often arrives in the softest voice. You don't need to shout to be heard, and you don't need to speak to be wise. Lesson 5. Regrets become lessons, not chains. You've made mistakes, hurt people, missed chances, but at 60, you finally stop carrying that weight like a punishment. You begin to see your regrets as teachers. You stop saying, if only I had, and start saying, because I did, I learned. You learn that no one lives a perfect life, and those who seem like they did are just better at hiding their scars. You own your story, not because it's flawless, but because it made you who you are. Lesson 6. You can't save everyone, and that's not your job. You've spent years trying to rescue people emotionally, financially, spiritually. You thought love meant fixing. You thought caring meant carrying. But at 60, you learn, not everyone wants to be saved. And some people are addicted to their chaos. You stop overextending. You stop giving pieces of yourself to those who only take. You finally understand that real love doesn't always mean doing more. Sometimes, it means doing less and stepping away with peace in your heart. Lesson 7. Love evolves and deepens. When you're younger, love is passion and pursuit. When you're older, love is presence and peace. You no longer look for someone to complete you, because you've already completed yourself. You don't chase chemistry, you seek connection. You learn that love isn't always loud. Lesson 8. Simple is better than more. You've had the cars, the clothes, the chaos. And now you want less. You declutter not just your home, but your soul. You start letting go of grudges, of stuff, of noise. You find happiness in slow mornings, in handwritten notes, in the way the light hits your favorite chair at 4 p.m. After 60, you stop chasing more and fall in love with less. And in that simplicity, you find true joy. Lesson 9. Legacy isn't what you leave, it's who you touch. You used to think your legacy would be your achievements, your resume, your net worth. Now, you know better. Your true legacy? It's how you made people feel. It's in the lives you touched, the children you raised, the friends you supported, the love you gave without expecting anything in return. You realize that when you're gone, people won't talk about your titles. They'll remember your kindness, your wisdom, your presence. And that is what truly lives on. Slightly slower, more heartfelt. Turning 60 isn't the end. It's the unveiling of your truest self. You stop pretending. You stop performing. You finally just become. And in that becoming, you find the most beautiful version of life, quiet, wise, kind, and full of grace. If this video touched your heart, share it with someone over 60 or someone who needs the wisdom of time. Subscribe, like, comment below. Which lesson speaks to you the most?